Welcome back to a special edition of Power Politics live in the foyer of the House of Commons. The finance minister, who was on this program just after tabling the budget, said it's not easy to refrain from spending, but he says he's done it. His budget holds the line on basically most new major spending programs, saves big dollars by postponing big-ticket military procurement, cuts to health coverage for retired public servants. The budget shows we're close to balancing the budget. Some people think we're already there if you put the contingency fund of $3 billion into the $2.9 billion deficit, but it's pretty close. What do the opposition, though, think about this budget, and what are the issues that will remain? Joining me to find out now, three MPs to debate that. Andrew Saxon, the Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Finance, he's back. Peggy Nash is the NDP's finance critic, and Scott Bryson is a Liberal finance critic. Good to see all of you. Nice to see you all here on the Hill, which is good. Let me start with the opposition, and you could hear their views. I've spoken to Tom Mulcair, Justin Trudeau, and Jim Flaherty. Tom Mulcair actually gave it a D-. Justin Trudeau later gave it an F. To trump him, I guess. What stands out for you in this budget, Peggy Nash, that Jim Flaherty told me? He's held the line. They're going to reach balance, but he has invested in things like innovation, $1.5 billion over 10 years, and 3,000 student internships, $40 million over 2 years. What do you say?
Well, you know, for the Canadians who have $1.4 trillion in household debt, who are struggling to get by, the 1.4 million Canadians who are unemployed, many Canadians underemployed, they're struggling to get by. They would have liked some help, some support, some hope in this budget. Frankly, they didn't get any. And it's a bit cynical for the government to say, well, yes, we technically can maybe get to balance this year, but we are going to save any measures until right before an election before we take action to help any Canadian families. Frankly, that's not good enough. We think they've missed an opportunity to grow the economy, to invest in new jobs, to help Canadians make life more affordable.
Oh, okay. Well, they are putting $500 million in an automotive innovation fund.
Well, you know, we'll see how that money gets spent and what kind of job opportunities result from that. But you know, Evan, there's much in this budget which is aspirational but has no dollar figures attached. And, you know, sometimes we see a bit of a shell game with money that was not spent in the last budget being carried forward, re-announced in this budget. If you actually look at what is this government spending that's new money, there's precious little there. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some initiatives that we support. Money for Aboriginal education, that's something we have called for. Ending the practice of nickel and diming people to get a paper bill for to pay their phone bill. And hiring more food safety inspectors. That's something we criticized that when the government cut those food inspectors. So these are positive measures. But overall, if you look at our overall economy, our economy is stagnating. Unemployment remains high. And there's nothing here in this budget that changes that outlook. And for Canadians that are struggling with $1.4 trillion of household debt, high unemployment, kids stuck with student debt, living at home with their parents, there's not much here to give you hope.
It's a madman budget.
I should remind my colleagues that our employment record is the best employment record in the G7. Over 1 million net new jobs since 2009. So obviously jobs are being created. We have the best record.
Remember, there's still, but you don't accept that 7% unemployment is acceptable.
We're working hard to, as long as Canadians are looking for work, there's more work to be done.
Okay, but the question is there enough work being done to help those Canadians that don't have work? I mean, this is when the students tell me, again, they're the students, they're listening, and they said, you know, 14% youth unemployment, the internship affects, you know, less than 1% of them. What do you tell them?
We're investing $1.5 billion in new research excellence fund. We're investing
over a decade.
We're investing $10 billion in post-secondary education. There's significant amounts of money that are being invested in education and training.
All right, I got 30 seconds here.
There is still a skills gap, and that's what we're attacking.
Evan, another point is, though, a lot of this money is back-end loaded. In other words, it's like the infrastructure announcement from last year, where it sounded like a lot of money, but much of it is being spent down the road. What we need are dollars spent now. We need roads, bridges, transit, water and sewage now. And they announced with great fanfare infrastructure spending, and then cut that spending by 6% last year.
I got 10 seconds here. I want to give everyone a chance here, a fair time.